Hey everyone, today we're hauling the mast to the Kalmar Forklift that we picked up the other day. It's going the same place, so they will be reunited. Monday, June 30th. I am Cliff Hambleton here with Hambleton Transportation. Just got my pre-trip done. We are headed down to Hagerstown, Maryland again today. If you watched my last few videos, we've been picking stuff up out of Vinny's Towing down there, going up to an auction site in Gilbertsville. We're doing the same thing today. If you watched the video where I hauled that big red Kalmar forklift up to Gilbertsville, today I am getting the mast and the attachment for it. Has like a container attachment for it. I'm picking that up today and taking that up to Gilbertsville. So Vinny's told me to be there at around 9:30 this morning. We're about an hour away. It's about 8:15. So we're gonna hit the road, get down to Vinny's, and get that mast picked up. Just arrived down here at Vinny's Towing. I'm gonna go get checked in. I did want to show you guys. I would love to have one of those. So that is a wrecker attachment that goes on your fifth wheel, and then it chains to your frame there. I just think that kind of setup would be really good for hauling, like the bucket truck we hauled out of here. That's stuff that's high, because you could hook that to the front of the truck, and then you could lift it off the ground. You could even take the front wheels off the truck and lower it back down so you're still riding and you wouldn't be high at all. So I've often thought about that for stuff that's really tall. That would be very useful. All right, I'm gonna go get checked in, and then we will go get this forklift mast and all the stuff for that loaded onto the trailer. All right, so he's got his rotator up here. Now I'm gonna back up so my well is right behind his rotator, so he can just pick the stuff up and swing it right onto my trailer. Yes, sir. I was thinking, yeah.
I'm just going to get it close and then we can adjust it.
Yeah. Figure if you can set this end down first, then we can kind of swing the back over.
It's not going to work that way. I mean, I can swing it, but I can swing it this way. Hang on a second.
I just want to get this even across the deck.
I understand. Yep. I can spin it like this. Yeah. But let me just get it close and then we'll adjust it so it's perfect for you. All right. Tell me what you want. How much? There? What about the back?
Try to set that one inside here?
Wherever you want it.
Well, I have no idea.
All right, when we get it over here, we'll see. It's like being a kid playing Lego, or not Legos, Lincoln Logs.
Yeah. A little heavier.
Yeah. Well, they're just adult Lincoln Logs.
Right. Yeah. Kid doesn't grow up, the toys just get bigger.
That's right. Yeah. You want to put a chain on it?
Yeah.
Now I don't have any weight now, but I don't want it to slide.
Yep. Answer.
Yeah.
This will slide, huh?
What's that?
This part will slide.
Slide?
No, it'll slide.
Oh, it slides.
It slides into there. Maybe I want to put a chain on this car.
Yeah, oh, it's not going to slide in or out now. Yeah. No, it ain't going to. Well, it's sitting down on here. It can't slide out because this piece of steel would have to.
You can set it all the way back here. I think we might even clear up there.
All right.
All right, so we got everything loaded up. Working on getting it all tied down. I have chains on everything. I just want to throw straps over the top just to be sure so I don't lose anything. It's making a mess of my trailer because it's leaking hydraulic fluid everywhere, but that's what it is. So we got 2 chains on this piece back here. I actually sat back here pretty nice. And then I've got chains over everything else. I've got a chain holding that cylinder into that little arm there, so that shouldn't go anywhere. And then we've got a little strap up there on that to keep it stable. And then I'm gonna put 4 more straps over the top, and that should be plenty. So just being extra careful because this is not my normal kind of thing that I do. Alright guys, just got here to Gilbertsville. I'm getting pretty familiar with this place. Forklift is sitting there. It wasn't sitting across the driveway, so I thought maybe that meant there was somebody here that could help us get unloaded, but I don't see anybody. So the broker told us that if there's nobody here to just go ahead and get it unloaded, and he'll pay me for my time. So I think that is what I'm going to have to do. Figured I'd walk down here and see if I can find anybody, but I don't see anybody. Anyway, I'm gonna go get set up and start unloading this stuff. So I parked in front of the forklift there. I think I'm gonna try to take the stuff off and set it over on this side, kind of out of the way a little bit. Hopefully he'll be content with that. And if not, I mean, what's he gonna do? He's not here, so let's start getting these straps and chains off. I think this piece on the back, looks like that chain loosened up a little. This piece on the back is gonna have to come off first. Yeah, look at that, just everywhere. Oh my gosh. Need to get them to pay me for a truck wash too, because that's nasty. Anyway, I'm gonna get set up. I'm gonna try to get this piece off first. Sounds like it's gonna rain. Well, this is pretty shitty. Yep, it's just pouring down rain. So there's lightning and thunder. So I got that first piece off after it slid around the trailer because there's hydraulic fluid everywhere from this stupid thing leaking. I set it over there. I don't know if you guys can even see, but I don't have a dry spot. Anyway, I set it over there. So we have 3 more pieces to get off, which should not be as hard. The balance point for that cylinder is right in front of me. So I'm going to spread the forks as wide as I can get them, and then, yeah, hopefully, if it'll let up raining for a little while. Probably going to have to wait for this storm to blow past. But, at least this thing has AC, so I'm not dying in here. Yeah, so if I can get that, get the fork slid underneath it, and I think I'm going to wrap a chain around it, maybe even use a binder to tighten it, and get it snug on there so it doesn't fall.
and then we should be able to get that piece over there. And then the other two, it should be just a matter of lifting them up because there's plenty to grab on those. But I still have to get all my chains off, and it is just pouring down rain. So it had let up for a little bit, so I actually I left my windows rolled down in the truck because it was hot, and I didn't want to leave the truck running the whole time. So then it starts pouring down rain, so I had to run over there in the rain and put my windows up. But yeah, I guess I'm just chilling for a while until the storm passes over here. Alright, I believe the rain has let up some, so I'm going to try to get some more of this done.
All right, guys. So we finally got all of that unloaded. Sorry I didn't get a little better camera shots of that, but that was probably the most nerve-wracking thing I've done in a long while. It's just me here, so I'm trying to operate this forklift and pick these big ass things up, which this piece kept sliding, and every time it slid, it threw the balance of it off, and it would. So I got it off the trailer, and it was a little iffy, a little heavier that way, and then I got it backed up all the way around and around here, and I was coming up, and I came up here and was going backwards, kind of going around so I could get it in here to get it on that piece, and that thing slid and the whole thing started teetering, so I had to put it down fast. So I put it on those blocks, and then I got another bite on it, but I don't think I messed up any hoses that weren't already messed up. I mean, you can see those are no good anyway. I think he's planning on replacing a bunch of that stuff anyway, but yeah, I don't think I messed up any hoses or broke anything, so I'm gonna call that a success. My poor trailer took a couple smacks from the thing, but yeah, so now I just got to get all this stuff cleaned up, and then we can head home for the day, which it's about time because it's almost 5 o'clock already, and I got a couple hours to get home. So I'm gonna get this cleaned up. Of course it's gonna rain again now, but that's all right because I'm already soaked. Alright guys, that's gonna do it for this one. I got all that junk unloaded, and now we're ready to head home. So as always, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate all the likes, all the comments. If you like my content, please subscribe. I'm gonna go home and get a shower and get changed because I am soaking wet. I got rained on the whole time I was here. All right, thank you guys, and I will see you in the next video.